Is your car acting strange, giving you full power 1 minute and then falling on its face the next, all while flashing a check engine light? You might be dealing with a ghost in the machine, specifically trouble code P007E, which stands for Charge Air Cooler Temperature Sensor Circuit Intermittent on Bank 1. This code is a bit different from a hard failure because it means the problem comes and goes. The signal from the sensor that measures your turbo's intake air temperature is unstable. Your engine relies on this sensor to know how dense the air is coming from the intercooler. The intercooler's job is to take the hot, compressed air from the turbocharger and cool it down so your engine can make more power efficiently. The computer, or PCM, sends a 5-volt reference signal to this sensor. When the computer detects that this signal is jumping around erratically or dropping out occasionally, it sets this intermittent code. You will feel this as poor performance, bad fuel mileage, and the vehicle possibly going into limp mode unpredictably. The most common causes here are loose connections, frayed wiring that touches metal only when you hit a bump, or a sensor that is failing internally. To diagnose this, you cannot just look at it, you have to touch it. Start by visually inspecting the wiring harness for any rubbing or damage. Then, while the engine is idling, or while you are monitoring the data on a scan tool, wiggle the wires and the connector going to the sensor. If the engine idle changes, or the data on the screen spikes when you move the wire, you have found your loose connection. You should also check the connector pins for green corrosion or moisture, which is a common enemy in electrical circuits. If the wiring passes the wiggle test, you need to test the sensor itself. Disconnect it and use a digital multimeter set to ohms to measure the resistance across the terminals. Watch the meter while you gently tap on the sensor. If the numbers jump around wildly, the internal circuitry of the sensor is broken. You should also verify that the computer is sending a steady 5-volt reference and providing a solid ground. If the meter reads out of limits, or OL, you have an open circuit that needs repair. Since this is an intermittent problem, it can be tricky. If you verify the wiring is solid and the connector is tight, replacing the sensor is often the best next step. However, if you have checked the power, ground, and signal and still cannot replicate the issue, it might be time to visit a professional shop that has advanced oscilloscopes to catch those split-second dropouts. Drive safe and see you in the next video.